Hey, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to Life Mastery Decoded for women and women entrepreneurs, where I help you decode the struggles in your life in the areas of health, wealth, and relationships with mind mastery and meditation tools and techniques so that you can live the life that you're proud of. Welcome to today's podcast. Hey ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Today I hope to find you living in the present moment, experiencing true joy in your life. And if you are not living in the present moment, experiencing joy, then it is my intention that in today's episode you find one nugget of inspiration to find the present moment. This is where we want to spend most of our time. In the present moment is where true joy is felt. All of our emotions really are felt in the present moment. You take things from the past, you take things from the future, and you bring them in and you feel them in the present moment. But a lot of times our mind wanders to the other dimensions to relive experiences that maybe don't make you feel good. Now, a lot of times our brain goes to those negative things and those negative stories and circumstances and those horrible things that happen to us. The problem with that is because you are feeling it and expressing it in the present moment, you are continuing to relive it. And then that emotion shows up, it manifests itself in the body and continues to create or block those good things coming to you. So take a relationship, for example. You are going through some hard times. You're going through a breakup, a divorce, maybe even a death. And it's hard not to, don't let me convince you that I'm trying to tell you that, hey, you know what, you shouldn't feel this way. I totally get it. You know, I've had my share of turmoil, and I wouldn't necessarily say trauma, but devastating events in my life that I continue to perpetuate. Okay. So, but we'll take a breakup as an example. And it happened in the past. I mean, it happened in the moment. It's gone. It's done. The relationship is over and it's time to move on, right? Well, as you are trying to find new love, and you're trying to find that great relationship that you want to spend the rest of your life with. You want to find your best friend. You want to find your true love, and you want to restart this section. You want to heal and restart this section of your life. Well, if you are continuing to relive the breakup and wonder what you did wrong and get mad about what they did wrong and regret and guilt and all of those things start to surface, but those things are all felt and thought in the present moment. So you take them from the past, you bring them into the present moment, and you relive them. What that does is it kinks your relationship hose, right? You remember my relationship? You have the garden hose hooked up to the spigot, nice, clean, clear, fresh water, and you're trying to send this clean water all the way to the other side of the garden and all the way through the hose. If you pick up that hose and you kink it, what comes out at the other end? Nothing. So if you are taking something from the past and you are reliving it and you are using your memory and you're remembering it and you're conjuring up those negative emotions again, you are kinking your own relationship hose. Does that make sense? So I'm going to talk about my 3 techniques that I use to help get me in the present moment, because that's where creation happens. That's where it happens. Nothing else happens back then or in the future. It always happens right now. Now is the moment that you have. In this moment, right now, listening to my voice, this is where you are in this present moment. But if your mind wanders to either the future or the past dimension, you are recreating. Okay, so here's some of the emotions that you could be experiencing and where they're coming from. If you are thinking in the past, a lot of times you are feeling depression, guilt, regret. And if you're thinking in the future, it's chaos, overwhelm, worry, fear. Okay, so now you kind of know which emotion do you feel the most? Which negative emotion do you feel the most? Then you know, are you a future thinker or are you a past thinker? If you're a future thinker, then you're dealing with negative, the emotions of worry, doubt, fear. Okay, you're worrying about what might happen. Overwhelm, there's too many things to do. too many things I have to accomplish. My list is really big, right? Too much going on, okay? Then I'm going to ask you to get in this present moment where you can stop time. It is quite a powerful thing. The very first step, the very first technique that it goes without a doubt, and we use it all the time, unbeknownst of what you're actually doing, most of you probably, is take a deep breath. So when somebody is upset, we share this with our kids all the time. When someone's upset, you can hardly understand because they're crying so much, and you're like, okay, listen, take a deep breath. Okay, slow down, right? And what we're doing is we're trying to get them, snap them out of the other dimension that they're living in currently and get them into the present moment where now we can feel into and digest and unravel what it is that's going on. So like Cameron, our youngest, he'll be 12 at the end of the month. And when he gets really, really worried about something, let's say he find out, he's got all this homework to do. And let's say it's Wednesday and he finds, all this homework, he's in virtual right now. And so there's all these different areas to find their homework. And it's not just here's a piece of paper and go home and finish this sheet and tomorrow bring it in and hand it in. It's all digital and all technological. And it's hard. It's not tangible, right? And so I don't know about you, but organizing my thoughts as far as technology goes and files and folders on the computer is very overwhelming to me also. But he, in the school, in this technology age and all of his classes being virtually, it can be really overwhelming. All of a sudden he's like, okay, my teacher just told me I have all this homework due and it's due on Friday. And oh my God, and he's just talking really fast and he's getting really worried and he's really frustrated and he's pulling his hair out and he's getting stressed out. And we're like, okay, listen, take a deep breath. Just breathe in. We're right here in this moment. Let's just take one step at a time. And so what are we doing in that moment? We are bringing all of his scattered energy to this present moment, kind of putting his pieces back together, aren't we? And so I can get like that too. I think it happens a lot with high energy people. And this is all part of managing your emotions. So if there is a time that you are feeling like this, and you feel like all your energetic molecules are flipping and flopping all over the place, it is totally a time to be like, breathe them all back in and bring my body back together. So breathing is one of them. And so just getting in that moment and thinking of the emotion you want to feel. So I go back in time and I think of this time where, that person said that thing to me or that bully picked on me or whoever broke into my locker and broke all my brand new pencils, it was really frustrating. Okay, if I bring that into the present moment, I'm bringing frustration into this present moment. I just happen to be using a thought or a memory to create it. So I'm telling you, why don't you use a thought or a memory to create something you want to feel? Think of your firstborn. Think of your first job interview that was kind of fun and exciting. Think of your first raise. How about when you got on the scale and you lost 10 pounds? How about driving your car for the first time? Your first kiss, the first time you made love. How about the first kitten or puppy that you got? Thinking of those experiences in your life that generate that feeling of joy and excitement and love and friendship. That's how the best way you can use your mind. Is generating those emotions to get there, okay? And do the same thing in the future. Instead of worrying that you're not going to make it or you're going to be late or something's going to happen or what if there's a car accident, what if the plane crashes? It's like thinking of and imagining something that is so beautiful and so vibrant and so great and bringing that into your present moment. Okay, the next one is engaging in your 5 senses. Now, this one's a lot of fun because you can be very creative and you could, like, I have a meditation station and my favorite sense is my sense of smell. I have such a strong sense of smell and I just love the way things smell. Not everything, but I love lemon, like lemon scents and I love the smell of like that chocolate coffee. I love the smell of sage. I love the smell of patchouli. I love the smell of incense. A match, when you light a match, there's certain smells, fresh cut grass, lilacs. There's certain smells that it just like brings me into this stage of bliss. What is yours? Which one of the 5 senses is your favorite? Do you love sitting and watching sunsets? Do you love looking in your child's beautiful blue eyes? Do you love, when you paint a picture or mold something out of clay or put, blend foods together or, something that the way it looks? Okay. How about the way something sounds? A bell, children's laughter, maybe dogs playing playfully, not just that obnoxious bark when the mailman walks by, but something that just lights you up. How about the sense of touch? Are you twirling your hair all the time? Do you have something that, do you twirl your ring on your finger? Or do you find yourself playing with something that's soft or maybe has a little weight to it, but smooth, right? So exploring the senses. Now, how would we do something like this to bring us in the present moment? Once you find what your sense is, the one that you love the most, and it could be all of them, it doesn't really matter. You could pick one, you could play with all of them. But what this does is it just allows you to get in the present moment. The first one is breathing and just feeling your breath, feeling how you breathe, taking deep breaths, filling your lungs up, filling your belly up, and just allowing the breath of life to breathe you. And this one is all about the senses. Looking at something. Take something, look at something across the room and pick it up and put it in your hands. Something small, whatever will fit in your hands. I just picked up a calculator and I want you to look at it and I want you to study it. Whatever the thing is that's in your hands, I want you to look at how it's made. What does it look like? What color is it? How are the things put together? Like how are these little buttons recessed inside this plastic? How does this little solar panel work for when I turn it on? What are the numbers and the indents and the little screws holding the whole thing together, right? I want you to explore it completely with your eyesight. Then, does it smell like anything? What do you have in your hand? Does it smell? Do you have a cup of coffee? If you have a cup of coffee or something that smells, breathe it in. Really allow the fragrance to wash over you and feel it's weird to say feel, but feel the scent come into your body. What does coffee smell like? Try to describe it. Try to express it in any way that you can. Okay, what about sound? Did you pick up a bell? Do you have something that makes noise? Try to engage in that noise. Put it close to your ear and ring it or twist it or whatever it does to make noise. And really listen to the sound. What is making that sound? Did you pick up something to taste? If it's a piece of chocolate, pop it in your mouth. Let it melt. Let your whole entire palate enjoy the taste of this savory thing. What does it taste like? Feel the texture. Feel how it feels in your mouth. And you should do this when you eat. It puts you in the present moment. How many times do we eat? And we eat in a hurry because we have so many things to do that we can't stop to really taste our food. And what if it's the last bite and you're like, dang it, that was pretty good. I wish I would have been paying attention because that was the last bite of ice cream or the last bite of this great sandwich or this great soup. You're like, man, I wish I would have been there for it. Right? We used to tell the boys all the time, you ate so fast you didn't even taste it. Man, Mom and Jen, this was really good. I'm like, did you taste it? You guys just inhaled it, right? Take one bite at a time. Eat it, savor it, spend time with it, smell it, look at it, taste it, let it wash over your tongue in your mouth and feel the textures, right? That puts you in the present moment. Now, how does this thing feel in your hands? Touch it. What does it feel like? How heavy is it? What do the buttons feel like? Like I got this calculator, what you have in your hand is, what is it? What does it feel like in your hands? What's the texture? What's the weight? Is it hot, cold, crinkly, smooth, heavy, rough, sticky, right? And what does we did sound. So exploring the senses puts you in the present moment. It puts you right here. Now, if you can be there, this is where you can create. And this is really what we're talking about. We're talking about mastering our mind and managing our emotions so we can live the life that we're proud of. This is about transformation. And when we live in the future or we live in the past, and especially if we're thinking of those things that maybe didn't feel so good, we're recreating that. We're recreating more of the same thing that creates that emotion. So if you're constantly in the future thinking of stress and worry, you're just creating a life to worry about. And I want to encourage you to create a life that you're proud of. Okay, and the last one, the first one's breathing, the second one is using your five senses, and the last one is awareness. And this one's one of my favorites because it really lends to healing and allowing. And if you haven't listened to The Art of Allowing, please go do so. It's actually, so far, it is my favorite podcast, and it is so exciting. And talking about it with you, it gave me this sense of, like, it gave me goosebumps to talk about it. And so I feel like that one is going to be probably the most powerful one yet that I've done. And so being aware allows you to get into alignment of the thing that you want. And how do we do that? So one of the things that you can do is sitting still, sitting quiet, and breathing in, getting to that relaxed state, and then turning your awareness on the inside. It's easy to do this when we are feeling fear or feeling pain in our body. And it's easy to do this when we're feeling pain, but then what we do is we perpetuate the pain because we're thinking about it in all the wrong ways. So my knee hurts, and all I'm going to do is complain about how my knee hurts. I'm going to be mad that I can't do those things that we're going to do today. We're going to go hiking and take these stairs, or we're going up this hill, and I can't do it because it hurts my knee. And so I'm perpetuating fear and possibly frustration. And if I do it long enough, it perpetuates into anger. Like, why me? I'm so mad that I didn't do this or didn't do that, and my knee, right? Well, all you're doing is keeping that pain alive by your focusing on it. So one thing that you can do, especially if you're dealing with pain, and this is such a great awareness exercise, is to say, here's an example. So my right knee hurts. Now it doesn't at this moment, but as an example, my right knee hurts. I'm going to take my focus off my right knee, and I'm going to feel my left knee. I'm going to move it. I'm going to bend it. I'm going to shake it. I'm going to touch it. I'm going to do whatever I need to, bring all my awareness to how it feels. Oh my gosh, my left knee feels great. Like it feels strong. It feels like it's in alignment. It feels lubricated. It feels fantastic. And then I'm going to take that attention and that raised vibration, and I'm going to move it over to my right knee. I want you to feel like this. It is my intention that this knee, the one that currently feels pain, eventually is going to feel like this knee. Are you following me? So you are directing your energy. But what are you using? You're using your thoughts, and you're using your awareness and your intention. If you've listened to the first podcast, You Mean Business, set an intention. This is where it all starts, you guys. It all starts with your intention. You want your back pain to go away? Think of another part of your body that feels amazing. And then take that amazing energy that you've created, focusing on this other part of your body, and push it into your back. Setting the intention, I want you to feel like this. Like my neck feels fine. I can turn it in all directions. It doesn't hurt at all. It feels great. It feels exactly how it's supposed to. And now I'm going to push that energy into my back and say, hey, you know what? I want you to feel as good as my neck does. I am willing to release this pain from my body. I am willing to release this headache. A headache is a great place to start. A lot of times when I get a headache, if I can sit still and I can take time and I can close my eyes and I can just focus my attention on my headache, and what color is it? And is it moving? And where in my head is it? And am I scrunching my eyes? And what am I doing? And then I'm going to say, I'm willing to release you. I'm willing to release the reason behind this headache. Am I worrying? Am I fearful about something? Am I overwhelmed? Am I creating chaos in my life? And I'm willing to release that. And I'm allowing health into my life. And all of that is done by your awareness. Now, if you're feeling fantastic and you don't have any pain in your body, then what you can do to do awareness is called a body scan. So you can just sit and be quiet, and then just scan your body, starting at the top of your head and scanning all the way down, feeling all of the joints. So when you start at the top of the head, don't just go quickly down to your neck, but feel behind your eyes, feel your ears, your jaw. Are you clenching your jaw? Relax your tongue, feel your neck muscles, the tops of your shoulders, the insides of your shoulders, your rotator cuffs, the upper part of your back, the front of your chest, and going down through the body bit by bit, piece by piece, and just bringing your attention there. And all of that brings you in the present moment. That is about healing and setting an intention. If you want ultimate health, you want to lose weight, feel your body, how it feels in this present moment, and then do everything you can in your imagination to feel yourself stronger, more flexible, lighter. And then picture yourself, go even further and picture yourself running, playing with your kids, riding a bicycle, going hiking, swimming, whatever it is, exercise that you want to do. Why do you want to be thinner and fitter? Because you want to be able to do what? Then do that. That's why you have an imagination. That's what it was created for. And it was for us to use in this present moment to create the life that we're wanting to live, to seek and fulfill expansion, because we're always seeking expansion. That is what our beta brainwave is. That is what our conscious mind does. It goes out into the world and it sifts through the world. And it says, yep, I want that. I don't want that. I don't care for this. I do. I love this. I hate this, right? And then in those moments, you can then pick the things that are the most important and bring them into this present moment and say, I want that. And then I say, close your eyes and imagine you having it. And imagine the first completed portion of the thing. So like, for example, let's say you want to get married. You want this great relationship and you want this loving partner and you want to just be in love with your best friend, but the person is not in your life yet. Is imagine the first segment, a finished segment of that. Like, don't imagine meeting them at the grocery store. Imagine getting married, the first segment. So you go from no relationship to married. Now, if you're not actually wanting to walk down the aisle, if that doesn't excite you, well, then don't do that. Just imagine hanging out with that person. Like, what would you do together with you and your best friend? What would you guys do together? What definition is you and your best friend? Now, I know I expanded this a little bit out of awareness, but I think it's important to stand back and look at your life and say, what are the things I want to work on? What areas do I want to improve in this moment? Where do I want to go? Even if it's just one step in that area. And you could be, if we're using the 1 to 10 scale again, you could be a -14. What's it going to take for me to be a -13? We're just trying to find some relief. And the only way to find that relief is to become present, to be in this present moment. And so those are my tools for you. And it is about breathe in deeply, feeling your breath, because you can't breathe in the past and you can't breathe in the future. That's why all meditations begin with take a deep breath. Part of that is getting you to relax, but the other part is getting you in the present moment. Because try to breathe from, a 1984 air. You can't. Try to breathe 2097 air. You can't. You can only breathe right now in this moment, this very moment. And the next is using your 5 senses, trying to find those activities, take one thing and savor it in whatever one of the 5 senses is your favorite. It doesn't matter. Try a new one. Did you know that every year, as we age, our senses get lighter and duller? And lighter, I just mean like we can't hear as good and we can't see as well. And our sense of smell starts to go away. But did you know that if you continue to bring your attention to them, that you can hang on to them a lot longer? Just a little food for thought. And then the last one is your awareness, is moving your awareness to inside. How does your body feel? And if there's pain, is being able and willing to release that pain, feeling into a different body part and bringing that same energy from that body part that's working so beautifully, bring it into the area of where the body is not working. It is stuck energy. If you have knee pain, back pain, your neck, your elbow, your ankle, that is stuck energy right there. That is metaphysical stuck energy. Being willing to release it starts to get everything flowing again. Picture that as you have a kinked or clogged garden hose right there, and you want to push that energy through and get it free and flowing. You can do that with your mind. I have no doubt. It's one thing that I firmly believe in, and I try to really express that to people who are suffering and in pain. And the other is, if you're not in pain, then just simply do a body scan. And I would love to hear things that you're working on. What area of your life are you struggling with? And I would love to have you come over to the Facebook group, Lady of the Mind, and bring it over. Let us know about your struggles and your successes. It is a community of women and women entrepreneurs. And I'm trying to build that community right now. And it starts with you guys. It starts with my listeners. And if my voice is reaching your ears right now, please take the time, come on over and share with us what is going on, how you're doing, and how we can help, and share your successes, because you may very well be inspiring somebody else today in this present moment. Thanks for listening, and if you liked this episode, please take the time to like and share. Also, please visit me on my other social media pages. I'm on Instagram, Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. I'm on Facebook, where we have this community titled Life Mastery Decoded, and it's a community of women and women entrepreneurs where we come together to support one another in sharing our successes and struggles. You can also check out my YouTube channel, where I share my teachings and my personal journey, and it's simply titled Jen Mack, Jenmac. Have a great day, and I hope to hear from you.